fourth day of testimony in the capital murder trial of James Irvin Staley III for the 2018 death of Wilder McDaniel continues today in Fort Worth.
Our digital reporter Josh Hoggard is in Fort Worth with a recap of the cross-examinations from yesterday and what we can expect today.
Well, good morning, Texoma. We are here in the Tim Curry Criminal Justice Center, where in just a few hours, the fourth day of testimony in the capital murder trial of James Irvin Staley III is set to get underway in the courtroom right behind me. Now, yesterday, a lot of testimony took place, including the conclusion of the cross-examination of Detective Chad Nelson with the Wichita Falls Police Department. Now, Detective Nelson was in charge of the investigation into Wilder's death from October of 2018 until May of 2020. Also taking the stand yesterday, two Ambers, neither of which were Wilder's mother. Amber Campese and Amber Coe, who was a co-worker of Staley's, took the stand yesterday. But it all started with the cross-examination of Detective Nelson. Now, defense attorney Mark Daniel continued to grill Nelson, and just like he did on Tuesday, Daniel would often ask Detective Nelson questions while he was still searching his report for the answer to previous questions that were asked. Detective Nelson's testimony refuted claims made by the defense that Amber didn't begin to suspect Staley had a hand in Wilder's death until January 2019, testifying that she had her doubts as early as the day after Wilder died. Next on the stand was Amber Campese, aunt of Brooklyn Staley Campese, the daughter of her sister, Tara Campese, and Staley. Campese testified to a text message exchange between herself and Staley, which began with Staley texting her at 11:20 p.m. on October 10th, quote, "I have a secret. Please let me tell you." Although we learned that it ended up being unrelated to Wilder's death, a portion of that text conversation took place while police were at Staley's residence the day Wilder was found deceased. Testimony continued with retired WFPD Detective Betty Dean, who examined Wilder's body at Staley's residence. She was also present during the execution of a search warrant on Staley's home, where she collected Staley's phone from him. She testified that Staley didn't give her the passcode to the phone, and that ended up being something that delayed the investigation significantly. Following Dean's testimony, WFPD officer Walter Vermillion testified about his role in collecting evidence on October 11th, saying he removed a Mac Mini and an HP laptop from the residence since they contained potential evidence. Final witness was a former co-worker of Staley's, Amber Coe. She recalled conversations with Staley about his apprehension toward being a stepfather. Before testimony concluded on Wednesday, Coe testified that she knew Staley to be manipulative. Now at 9 a.m. in just a few hours, testimony is set to resume right here in Auxiliary Trial Room A. We know several forensic scientists, medical professionals, and officers with the Wichita Falls Police Department are still set to take the stand. Also set to testify, Wilder's mother, Amber McDaniel, as well as Tara Campese, who's the mother of Staley's daughter. We know several key witnesses are set to take the stand in the coming days. We're just unsure of who or when. Make sure that you stick with us on air and online for the latest updates. From the Tim Curry Criminal Justice Center, I'm Josh Hoggard, KFDX 3 News.